Star Wars is back, and it's breaking records. We're going to talk about that and more on today's episode of the Geek Watch Podcast.
This is the Geek Watch Podcast with Brian Hatcher and Mandy Petrie.
Greetings, Geek Watchers, and welcome to episode 152 of the Geek Watch Podcast. I'm Brian Hatcher, and with me, as always, Geek Watch's own resident geek goddess, Mandy Petrie.
Hello, Brian.
So today is a Disney Plus day. Mm-hmm. We have a lot to talk about Disney Plus-wise, and obviously we're going to have to start out with Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I had no idea that was even coming on. All of a sudden, the internet blew up. It was like, Obi-Wan Kenobi premiered. I had no idea.
Yeah. They showed the first two episodes on Friday, which was right after, of course, we record on Thursday. And then new episodes come out every Wednesday, and so there are 3 episodes of the 6 so far, if you believe there are 6 episodes. Big Star Wars Day that just happened. Ewan McGregor, of course, everything was Obi-Wan Kenobi, because they don't have really a movie that's in the pipeline right now, but the TV shows, especially The Mandalorian, and of course Obi-Wan Kenobi, has been the news.
Fett.
Yeah, and of course Ewan McGregor is right at the center of all this, and during the convention, he made the comment to end his appearance. His appearance by saying, "I'm glad everybody enjoyed the first 2 episodes, and I can't wait for you guys to see episode number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then he put the mic down and left.
Okay.
So people are wondering, how serious is that? Because we're only supposed to get 6 episodes. So is he saying there's going to be another season? Is he saying that Disney Plus has actually got 4 more episodes they haven't told us about? And so speculation has started, but the question is, it's like, why would they do it that way? And why is there no confirmation that they are doing 4 more episodes? So he started up a fire.
Some kind of buzz, yeah.
Yeah, there's certainly a bit of a firestorm going on, but we don't know for sure. Now, the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi did break a record on Disney Plus. It was the highest viewed premiere of any show on Disney Plus. Falcon and the Winter Soldier had that record. Obi-Wan Kenobi has taken over.
Broken it.
And I do want to talk about the show a little bit. I don't want to go into any spoilers. Obviously, you haven't seen it.
Nope. So much stuff came out last week. Stranger Things, Obi-Wan. The boys are coming out tomorrow. Yeah, and I had no idea. I've been a terrible geek this week.
Yeah, and next week is going to be the premiere of Ms. Marvel.
Oh, yes.
Which is a little bit weird because it's coming out on Wednesday. This is going to be the first time on Disney Plus where they've had 2 big shows
back to back
on the same day. So you're going to have Obi-Wan Kenobi on Wednesday, and then you're going to have Ms. Marvel on Wednesday. And I would have thought maybe they wanted to spread that out a little bit, but I guess they were like, it doesn't matter. You'll watch what you want. But streaming, so you can watch it when you want to watch it.
We're just trying to get the subscriptions.
Exactly. So they're going to double up on it. So we'll wind up getting that. And before we get into the show, and like I said, I'm just going to say some things generally about the show because I don't want to go into any spoilers. But if we're going to talk about the show, of course, we're going to have to talk about that ugly piece of news involving this show, which revolves around an actor who's on the show, Moses Ingram, who plays the part of an Inquisitor, a.k.a. Third Sister, a.k.a. Reva, who is one of the main villains of the show, and a very interesting villain. She has a lot of depth, and she's a really, really good villain. But as I'm sure you're perfectly aware, she's been getting a lot of hate online for basically being guilty of the crime of being a black person.
Yeah, acting while black. You can't, I guess, can't do that. It's
yeah, because you're not supposed to have black people in Star Wars.
Yeah.
No, we've never had.
No, never.
Not ever has that ever happened.
78 or anything.
No.
Yeah, what's really hateful is that it's not new. This has been going on, and with many franchises. I can remember when the Hunger Games. Oh, surprise! A character's black. What? And then
she wasn't black in the book.
Oh my gosh! And then Hermione was cast as black in the Broadway show, and man, people just lose their minds. yeah, it's not new and it doesn't seem to be changing, and it should have. It's just, yeah.
Yeah, it should have changed by now. I really feel like a lot of this has to do with basically backlash against the whole Gina Carano thing that happened a year ago, and her exiting The Mandalorian. And so I think that a lot of conservatives who had an issue with that decided we're going to go after one of theirs. They came after one of ours, so now we're going to go after one of theirs. And Miss Ingram happens to be one of theirs. It's a lot of noise basically because she's a good target. It was going to be somebody, and it's ridiculous. And I wish my fandom didn't have silly politics in it. Not that I have a problem with politics, but definitely silly politics. There's no reason for this. This has nothing to do with nothing. It's got nothing to do, honestly, with Moses Ingram. It's not like she's doing a bad job at the role. And again, it's really not even a matter that I think people are all that offended that she's a black woman playing the character. This is not like there's an iconic character that was white in another movie or whatever. This is a brand new. It's a brand new character. She's creating this character along with the screenwriters and the directors, and so it's not like this is some sort of SJW tokenism that's going on. That's not what's going on here. Honestly, the only reason any of this stuff is happening, again, it's conservatives going, well, they came after one of ours, we're going to go after one of theirs. And that's basically it. That's the most ridiculous thing ever, and it really sucks that the show has to have that as an aspect of it. But the show itself, I've been enjoying so far. It's going some places that I didn't expect for it to.
Okay.
Obviously, the show is meant to be some connecting tissue between the original trilogy and the prequels.
Okay.
And
I've heard that little Leia is just heart-wrenchingly adorable, and the world loves her. And I've seen the meme of Hayden Christensen and her standing in a photo op together or something, and the world's heart collectively melted. So I am excited to watch it, and I'm a sucker for good sci-fi anyway.
Oh yeah, and I have to say that the actor playing that role of young Leia, she's great. She's amazing, and it does seem like Star Wars, it's turning into a Disney trope. Hey, let's see a really young version of one of your favorite characters. So
everyone can go, oh.
Exactly. So this is the new Baby Yoda, but she's amazing, and she's as feisty as you would expect, and a wonderful character. There were some hints of some things that they've been talking about that I thought might be rather tertiary to the story that are right up front, which surprised me. Now, one thing I will say about episode 3 is there is a lightsaber duel with Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I have to say, I thought he was better at fighting with lightsabers than that. I feel like his character's been nerfed a little bit. Now, I understand that he's not been in a lightsaber duel in a while.
Quite as spry, out of practice.
He seems extremely out of practice. And I'm not saying that this is like Ewan McGregor as an actor wasn't able to put gravitas into it. Obviously, he could. This is the script. They basically played down his abilities. And again, understanding it's been like a 10-year span, basically. What's happening in the show is 10 years after he goes into exile on Tatooine. But I would have thought he would have had even a little more skill than that. It seemed like he was completely out of his depth. Now, it may have had something to do with the fact that because of his opponent, which I don't want to really, again, go into a lot of that because I don't want to go into spoilers.
Okay.
But yeah, it just seemed like he got nerfed, and maybe that will change as things go along. But yeah, we haven't even gotten through a week yet, and we're already halfway through this series. If they're not lying to us, if they're not lying to us, but we're already like halfway through, and wow, they have really upped the stakes on a lot of things, and I've really been enjoying it. Now, of course, there are fans that, the fan reactions to the prequels are mixed. We'll say that to be kind about it.
Okay.
But people's opinions of the prequels and even the last 3 of the trilogy have been mixed. We'll just say mixed. And being able to bridge the gap between the prequels and the original trilogy, of course, the beloved trilogy, the one that made the Star Wars fans, obviously. Being able to tie those in together, like I said, this show is, in a real sense, a lot of connecting tissue between those. And there are some things that you might consider plot holes in the original movies that the show is trying to answer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're getting a lot of that also. But
Cannibal Ewoks.
Say what?
Cannibal Ewoks.
Oh, there you go. We haven't seen any cannibal Ewoks yet. Ewoks. I don't know if technically you could say they're cannibal because they don't eat each other. They just eat other people.
Yeah.
So they're just
stormtroopers. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they eat stormtroopers and soft, fleshy things. So
carnivore. There we go. They're carnivore Ewoks.
Yeah, they like a little bit of long pig. Mm-hmm. We'll just say.
Cook them with their clothes on. Yeah, over an open fire.
Stew, that'll work. But so far, I have to say I've really enjoyed what I've been seeing. There's been a lot of really good stuff so far, but it'll be interesting to see, especially with how episode 3 ended, to see where they go from there, because it really is a dark time of the soul. It ends pretty horrifically for our heroes.
Oh.
So I guess we'll see what we will
shall see.
Yeah, for sure. One other thing I do want to talk about before we go, they have finally announced when Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is going to be on Disney+.
Okay.
June 22nd.
Okay. So
which is...
we got 20 days.
Yeah. I do want to put that out there. I know you haven't seen it yet, but now that it is coming out, I think that we may be able to revisit this if you find yourself watching it. If you do get the chance to see it, and I'll probably wind up watching it again, and we can discuss it at that point. Maybe we can go a little deeper into spoilers. So we've got that.
The Boys is tomorrow.
The Boys. And
or tonight at midnight if you're awake. I will not be, but if anyone else is awake.
Yeah, I'm old. I've got to get some sleep in. But yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff coming up. And then, of course, next Wednesday we have the Disney Plus double feature. But here's the thing. I did want to ask you about this because I've been thinking, should I be watching Miss Marvel? Because I know... I'm not exactly the audience for this show. I'm an older white guy.
Yeah.
Should older white guys be watching a show that's geared for younger? I guess maybe.
I was watching Phineas and Ferb years ago. It's great. It's not going to keep you from enjoying it. Should we talk about a whole group of grown ass men who watch My Little Pony?
Hey, look, do you want bronies? Because this is how you get bronies. Okay. But the thing is, I understand that the show may not be necessarily geared to me, and I don't think it should be. I joke around about the whole thing about the bronies, but there's a great video online on YouTube talking about the whole history of the bronies, where this started out on 4chan, and it was done ironically. It's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny if a bunch of us older dudes pretended like we liked the show, and then suddenly it seeped in and they started liking the show.
Actually like the show. It's really good.
It became unironic. So I would say ultimately, although I say a lot of this stuff jokingly, if somebody out there is saying, I don't know if this is for me, watch it anyway, and maybe you'll become what would you call a Miss Marvel fan?
Marvelette.
Marvelette, maybe?
Yeah, just like was it in Captain Marvel where Nick Fury said, I like the Marvelettes?
Yeah, there you go. And of course, that's going to lead up to the Marvels film, so that'll help develop that. So I think there's going to be a lot of really good stuff coming out of this show, but it certainly means that our Wednesdays are going to be really busy.
Yes.
We're going to have
and I'll have to do it the next day, watch it during my lunch at work. Exciting.
Well, the thing about it is, because I'm sure both these shows are going to be an hour, you may have to decide which one you watch on your lunch hour and which one...
I do have 2 15-minute breaks, so I could possibly... Yeah, it's going to be complicated.
Yeah. But we'll watch... well, that's the thing. What happens in your 15-minute break, you have to stop in the middle of one of them.
Yeah, I may have to, because I listen to audiobooks. Right now I'm listening to Horns by Joe Hill. But I listen I listen to audiobooks at work, and so I may have to sacrifice the audiobooks and then listen to some episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And
of Joe Hill, I got to ask you this, and I know we're getting off a topic just a little bit. Did you see the Stephen King's tweet about...
I'm not on Twitter, so I never see anything.
He made this comment about how there's nothing better than a PB&J sandwich with a Coke, and Joe jumps up and comments on this tweet about, that is disgusting. That much sugar? look, you're a best-selling author. You're not an ant. So Joe Hill called him out on it, which it's like, what are you eating that much sugar for? You don't need that much sugar.
I love it. Come on, old man.
It's like, yeah, he's like, you're a best-selling author. You're not an ant. And I'm like, that was hilarious. So I love that little bit of banter. But yeah.
I follow him on Instagram, but that's mostly about Molly, the Thing of Evil, the dog, a.k.a. Thing of Evil. So he hardly ever, I didn't see anything about peanut butter and jelly.
Well, it's out there it's out there to see. As a matter of fact, one of my guilty pleasures are the occasional Funko Pop, and I do happen to have a Stephen King Funko Pop that comes with Molly, the Thing of Evil.
A.k.a. Thing of Evil, aww.
Because, of course, you have to have at least one Funko Pop that does, and I do. But, yeah, so we've got that coming up, and, of course...
A lot to talk about next week. We'll have to
good Lord.
set aside, like, a couple of hours streaming for you guys to listen to us rant about all the new stuff coming out.
Yeah, because, well, the thing is, we talked about Stranger Things, and I got a lot of catching up with that, both Stranger Things and The Boys, because both of those shows, as much as I loved watching both of them, I've only seen the first season of both. I've got a lot of catching up to do.
So you still got season 2 of The Boys, and it seems that everything that The Boys had, just the interviews and the articles and things, everything has been leading up to season 3. Everything's been foreplay up until now, and they've been waiting for season 3 to happen, and it's just going to be, go above and beyond.
That scares the heck out of me. That scares the heck out of me. Now, I do have to ask you, you've seen season 2 of The Boys?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Have you seen any of the animated stuff that they did?
No, I want to, but I just haven't got around to it.
Yeah, so we'll definitely have a lot of.
It looks really good. I've seen clips. I've seen the actors in the studio recording, and so that's really neat. I'm excited to see that.
Oh yeah, so we'll definitely have that, and of course we have this month to get caught up on everything because of course the first part of July we get Thor: Love and Thunder. Mm-hmm. And we're definitely looking forward to that. And this is going to be a busy month, but we will try to get through
extra long episodes.
Yeah, very
have to put in an intermission. Say, go get your popcorn in.
There you go. But we, of course, will have that to look forward to. Mm-hmm. And so with that said, we come to the end of episode 152. Thank you for listening, and tune in next time for the latest in geek news and views with the Geek Watch podcast. For Mandy Petrie, this is Brian Hatcher, reminding all the Geek Watchers out there, we're all geeky about something. Be proud of yours. See you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Geek Watch podcast. If you enjoyed this program, don't forget to subscribe on your preferred platform and share this podcast on your social media. For links to all the ways you can listen to the Geek Watch podcast, as well as leave comments and suggestions, visit our website at geekwatch.net. The Geek Watch podcast is a Hanging J production.